All right, we're about to start making some canes. You'll remember when I talked about Milleflori and they worked with glass, that the long rods of glass with different colors inside were called Milleflori. They were also called rods, and they named them canes because each cane could be sliced at the end to make different patterns. Now you've been given some blocks of clay, just like this. And what I want you to do to start is to put it on its side and cut it in half. Use your blade, but be careful. So you cut it in half so that it'll be easier to roll. Then you take your two pieces and you roll them as thin as you can get them without it breaking. So I've got my roller, I've got my purple here. I'm going to keep picking it up and turning it over until I get it as thin and wide as I can get it. Now, if there are any air bubbles in it, you'll notice them and you'll want to, whoops, pop them out. See, I see a little air bubble right here. I'm going to just put my blade in there and press it with my finger so that it pops out, because we don't want air in our clay. It will not do as well as we'd like it to. So once I get my purple, I'll set it to the side. I'll do the other half of it, turning it over as often as we need to. And we're going to start with a cane called the Jelly Roll. Now, the Jelly Roll is just such an easy cane. There's really only two things that you need to remember. When you first start rolling it, you want to make sure that your bottom color is a little bit longer than your top color. So I have all my colors here. I'm going to place them up here. They're all ready. And I think I'll start with my purple and yellow. So all I do is I place my yellow on top of my purple. All right, that's good. I want it the long ways across. And then I take my blade and very carefully, not wasting any clay, I take my blade, cut it off. Same thing on the other end, cut it off square, separate my pieces so they're not wasted clay. And we're making a rectangle of sorts. Whatever size it is the right size. So you don't have to worry or measure it. But we are trying to make these pieces approximately 2 to 3 inches long. So I'll cut that last side off and it's all set. Now I'm going to roll this like a jelly roll, just like you would if you were cooking. The only trick is first I'm going to recut the back line, the line facing me, where my blade is forward and it slices backward on an angle towards me. Now what that does is it makes the purple on the bottom just a little bit longer than the yellow. And that means that when I put my blade under to lift it and I begin to curl this, I can curl the purple first onto the yellow very carefully with my finger. Get that purple going, curl it around. And once you've got it started, you're going to try not to capture any air in this roll. And then you will begin to just roll it up. It's a jelly roll. And that's just fine. But when you get close to the end, before you stop, you're going to do the same thing, only you're going to put your blade towards you and cut away so that when you finish your jelly roll, the purple will seam right up onto itself and there won't be any indication of yellow in there. You see? So this is my jelly roll. It's come apart a couple places because this clay is a little bit dry. I should have worked it a little bit more. But I can roll it and it'll go back into place. And once I've rolled it and got it seamless, I can cut the ends straight down, and you can see that I have a perfect jelly roll. Now, if it doesn't look perfect, you can thin it out a bit, move it around a bit. Now, take your jelly roll and smooth it. Do whatever you need to do to make it look better. Now, this is pretty long. I think this one's about 4 inches. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it 2 inches long, like that. So I have this jelly roll, and I'm going to take the rest of it, and I'm going to gently roll it. And that's going to make it smaller and longer. And this way, I can use 2 different jelly rolls in my final project that are two different sizes. So we just gently roll, pressing your fingers out. Don't press too hard. And just let it roll until you get a nice little length to it. And once you do, just trim off the ends. And in fact, I could cut this in the middle. And I now have 3 jelly rolls. I have a long one and I have 2 shorter ones. And that's just great for my caning. That's our first project. So I'd like you to take any 2 colors you like, open the packages, cut them in half lengthwise, roll them out with your roller, choose a half of a package of each color to do a jelly roll. Pick any 2 colors you like. Place one on top of the other, square it off with your blade. Before you start rolling your jelly roll, cut away from the jelly roll toward yourself and then ease that up with your knife. Use your knife to lift it, roll it up. When you get toward the end, take that part and cut it with your knife towards you so that when you roll it up, that will seal right onto itself. Roll it gently, cut the 2 ends, cut it in half, put half aside, take the other half, roll it out nice and long, cut it in half, and you'll have 3 jelly rolls. And that's how far we're going to go right now. All right? Thank you.